And I've often found out that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle to hire teams. They struggle with trying to figure out who's the right person to put into certain roles. They struggle with trying to figure out, are they making the right decision by bringing this person on? They struggle with just managing people. I think a huge advantage for entrepreneurs are those who've actually spent some time in an actual work environment where they've seen reports, where they've seen how businesses operate, they've seen what they pay attention to drive sales. They've seen good teams be put together in different varieties and diversity that's truly going to help the overall goal, and that is to add, whether it's revenue, that is to add, whether it's a customer experience. And I think in order to understand this and do this at a very high level, you have to add value to people every day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Shawn Anthony. Listen, fam, I'm excited for you because you could have been anywhere and you're checking out the show, but perhaps this is your first time ever watching us on YouTube, School's Over Now What, or listening to us on your favorite audio podcast player. And I got to tell you about what we do. Each and every single week, we continue to bring you an inspiring person or a message that's truly going to help you, fam, whether you're trying to climb that corporate ladder or perhaps you are just starting in entrepreneurship. This is the show for you. Or perhaps you've been in the game for a while and got some skin in it and you need those how-tos and tips. But most importantly, this show has answered the question we've all asked ourselves at some point in our life. And that is, school's over, now what? Like, what do we do? How do we navigate? And because of you, this show has continued to grow on the charts. So if you're listening to us right now on your favorite podcast player, be sure to hit that 5-star rating and share this show. Or perhaps you're watching us on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button. It's helping us do tremendous things. And today I want to talk about a quote I heard from a very well-known motivational speaker, and that's John C. Maxwell. And he said, adding value to people every day can change your life. And that's the most valuable advice. That's the most valuable advice he has ever received. And that is to add value to people every day. And let me want to ask you this question. What are you doing right now to add value to other people's lives? Think about it. Like, what are you doing right now to add value to other people's lives? And here's what I mean by that. Are you right now giving someone that extra, push to do what's needed, where they see the value and the source coming from you? Those small details make a tremendous difference. One of the things I've learned in entrepreneurship, especially as I've grown on to manage some amazing talent and work with some of the best of the best, one thing I learned is that you have to figure out a way to really do something each and every single day where someone says, you know what, I needed that. Or, you know what, that helped me. You know what, that is going to allow for me to perform better. And I've often found out that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle to hire teams. They struggle with trying to figure out who's the right person to put into certain roles. They struggle with trying to figure out, are they making the right decision by bringing this person on? They struggle with just managing people. And a big lack to that comes from not having any experience being a manager of whatsoever kind, right? I think a huge advantage for entrepreneurs are those who've actually spent some time in an actual work environment where they've seen reports, where they've seen how businesses operate, they've seen what they pay attention to drive sales. They've seen good teams be put together in different varieties and diversity that's truly going to help the overall goal, and that is to add, whether it's revenue, that is to add, whether it's a customer experience. And I think in order to understand this and do this at a very high level, you have to add value to people every day. So here's a couple questions I want you to ask yourself, whether you're someone that's managing a team or perhaps you're somebody right now that is on a team and you guys need to perform better. I want you to ask yourself, what have I given the person that I need to do something? What have I given them to be successful? And it might be something very small. It might be time to do their job. It might be the ability to ask you certain questions. It might be the ability to feel like their voice matters. And I want you to start adding more value to people every single day. it's going to change everything that you're doing. Even if you think their processes are very well, what can you do to take it to an even higher level? And I think about PodProMax. We have done some amazing things, from podcast tours. We've taken, some of our clients that we worked with in the past, you've seen us move around with, whether it's, Arlen Hamilton, Darnell Jeremy Harmon, Kim Lewis. We're able to add value to them because we're constantly trying to improve our back-end process to do a really good job, right? So I want to ask you right now, what are you doing? Even if it seems as if everything is great, it can get even better. But that's only if you're adding value to team members every day. That's only if you're adding value to speed up processes. That's only if you're adding value to even just be a human and have natural conversations with other people and see what they have going on with their life. The fact that you can be the person that they can listen to, or be an ear where they can feel like they can be heard, will allow for them to do a much better job. And today I want to encourage you to start adding value to people. Add value to people in your life. If someone that you love is struggling in a part of their life where they're having challenges, whether financially, whether relationships, whether just life in general, check on that person. Add value. It's going to help so much. So what I want you to do today is I want you to think of 3 people right now in your phone that you can send a text to check on, that you can send a text to and figure out, hey, I know you got this project that you're working on. Have you tried this? Or what can I do to help you with that? I want you to add value this week, because this is how we're really going to make a huge impact, not only in our lives, but in our businesses, in our relationships, and in our family. And guys, you have to do this to get to that next level, to rise to the highest level you can be at. And guys, I hope you've enjoyed this solo episode. I hope you're pumped up. I hope you're excited. You better be ready to go add some value, because it's time to go get it. And for those of you that have been listening, I want you to always remember, dream it, believe it, go out and get it. We'll see you next week.
Yo, what you think? I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I want to know what you learned. So if you wouldn't mind, would you take a screenshot of you listening to the podcast on your phone right now? Upload to your Instagram stories, tag me at Shawn Anthony _, and then let me know in that Instagram story what is one thing that you learned. I love hearing from you, my listeners, thought leaders, former or current students all around the world. Let me know, and while you're doing this, go inside the podcast app, subscribe, leave a 5-star review and a 5-star rating. Again, this helps us reach more people. And if you want to be a part of this mission, helping us change the world one person at a time, it makes a massive difference by you leaving a review. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week. And remember, dream it, believe it, go out and get it.